My name is Clara Towson, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
I am Francisca George, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Susan Leemans, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom. Yeah.
My name is Zainab Sammaz, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hey guys, my name is Sasha Vickery, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hi, my name is Lloyd Harris, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Jan Faria, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Yes.
Take one. Well done.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Paulini, and I'm a friend of the show.
Wow, Jasmine, you got it in one time.
Ready? Play.
My name is Clara Towson, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
I am Francisca George, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
And unmute myself too. Thanks, Jake. Yeah. Alcaraz has broke game and now leads 3-love. Are you backing Alcaraz or are you backing Sinner for the title? I don't think there's anyone else really realistically you can back. Off mute now, right, Jake? You can hear me loud and clear, I hope. Let's have a look at some of the other scores from today. As we have this change of ends. Yep, sometimes the picture's freezing, but I can hear you fine now. Yeah, I think it might be my internet connection in terms of the me freezing. Unfortunately, that might be something that we can do nothing about, at least for now. As long as you can hear me, that's the most important thing. And as long as you are watching or can see, what channel, by the way, in the UK has the tennis? In Germany, it's Discovery Plus. So Casper Ruud is up a set on Nuno Borges. We've obviously got some play suspended on the outside courts due to rain. Of course, we've got the roof on centre court here for this Marozsan Alcaraz match. A drop shot there from Carlitos. Carlos certainly won't be underestimating his opponent today, like he perhaps did in Rome a couple of years ago. But anyway, so these matches are suspended. We've got Altmaier is up 2-0 on Kopriva. Sorry, 2-1 up on Kopriva. Halis and Kecmanovic are a set apiece. Casper Ruud is continuing because Susan Longland has a roof. So Casper Ruud is up a set and they are on serve in the second. Hachinov leads Offner 3-2. Navoni is up 1-0 and they are 5-5 in the second. Medjedovic has already beaten Juan Manuel Cerundolo. Popperin has beaten Tabilo. Musetti, maybe some people's dark horse, has already beaten Daniel Galan. And that brings you up to date with all of the men's scores. Let's have a look at some of the women's matches. Svitolina's up 3-love on Simone Mathieu over Bondar. That is obviously suspended. Paolini won in straight sets over Tomjanovic here on Philippe Chatrier just prior to this match. And Qinwen Zheng knocked out Alex Ayala's conqueror 6-2, 6-3. Anisimova is through as well, losing just 6 games. Sorry, losing just 2 games to Golubic. 6-love, 6-2, she's through. And Mboko knocked out Everlease 6-4, 6-4. What do we think about Mboko, ladies and gentlemen? Okay, here anyway, we have Alcaraz against Marozsan into a rally here on the Alcaraz serve. Lovely change of direction there from Carlos, but good defense from Marozsan. And eventually Marozsan buckles by going long, 40-15, clenched fist from Carlos. Yes, indeed. Indeed it was. That drop shot was a huge feature from Marozsan in that particular encounter. (40-30) now, though, on the Alcaraz serve. So Alcaraz now leads 4-love. I do think that you have got a good point. I see Emma Raducanu arriving at the grounds. Of course, she's coming up against Iga Swiatek later on today. That is a match that you will be able to watch. On the watch along here, we have Carson, I think, and others for that one. Brenner and Fergus. Anyway, Marozsan serving here at 15 all. Alcaraz errs, and it's going to be 30-15. Can Marozsan finally get on the board in this first set? And it's going to be 40-15 now. Alcaraz on the defense there on stretch, but could barely get his racket on that. And it's 40-15. Do let me know your predictions either for this match or the tournament as a whole. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube, please do hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. As I see Marozsan dump a backhand cross court into the net. Yes, and of course, we have Qinwen Zheng is going to be playing the rising star Victoria Mboko in round 3. Oakley Dokley. We have now, of course, got a scenario where Marozsan is on the board, 4-1. Good morning, Nerlan. Dr. John Silk. Good afternoon, says Jake. Let's again have a quick look around the grounds. Remember, we have got some matches suspended. Because of the rain. So this is actually taking place under the roof of Philippe Chatrier. Paolini won earlier against Tomjanovic in straight sets. We have Casper Ruud is down a break on Nuno Borges in the second set. He won the first set 6-2, but he is down a break in the second. Alcaraz leading 15-love here on his own serve as he looks to extend his lead to 5-1. Maybe I'm a little bit behind. I'm going to have a look at this serve that you're referring to at 15-love. Oh, okay, maybe it was the first point because that was comfortably in. Alcaraz comes into the net. It's a lovely cross-court shot there from Marozsan to make it 15-all. Alcaraz there trying to do a kind of tweener volley. Didn't work. (30-15) with an unreturned serve. The United game. Down the tee. Good serve there from Alcaraz. Does get a net court go his way. We're on the slices right now. Forehand cross court from Marozsan. Forehand cross court is defended by Marozsan. No, it's not. 40-15. Oh, dearie me, the postseason tour of Asia, Jake. The money spinner. I'm sure those players will be putting on a lot of effort. They didn't put in much effort throughout the season, but they'll put in the effort for that Malaysia tour. Postseason tour. 2 game points here for Alcaraz. Oh, what a return for Marozsan for 40-30. And Alcaraz holds as Marozsan nets. So that unbelievable return of serve was just that, but it didn't serve much purpose in terms of winning the game. Five-one. But it is 15 love here for Marozsan as Alcaraz goes long. That will obviously be on MUTV, that comment, surely. Lovely dinked response to a drop shot there from Carlos Alcaraz. So we've got 15 all. And it's now 15 all. It's become 15-30. It's become 15-40 as Marozsan goes long with the forehand. And we have 2 set points. Just like that, ladies and gentlemen. Two set points becomes 1 set point. Just 25 minutes on the clock here. Alcaraz on return. Backhand return is decent. Good backhand there, though, from Marozsan. An aggressive one. He saves another set point. So we are at deuce. For those of you tuning in on YouTube, please hit the like button. And if you are new to the channel, hit subscribe. If you are watching on X, then please do give us a retweet. If you are watching on Twitch, join the live chat. Just as Jake has. Jake is threatening to buy the Alcaraz shirt. I like it. Yeah, I like it. Oh, a forehand into the net there from Marozsan from a neutral position in the center of the court. And it is another set point for Carlos Alcaraz. Set point number 3. Goes long down the tee, does Marozsan. Forehand return from Carlos is deep. Drop shot from Carlos. I think Marozsan's going to get his racket on this. Redrop. That's not going to win the point. But that is from Carlos Alcaraz. He takes the first set 6-1. Impeccable. Impeccable. Terry, you and I are in disagreement. I like it. And Jake too likes it. And Mario likes it too. Terry, by the way, good to see you. Long time. Terry used to be a regular in the live chat and now is a rarity that we need to cherish. Really good set. He had a purple one, Terry. I know he had a purple one for the clay court swing until the French Open. And then he changed to this one. Terry, where in Australia are you based, by the way? By the way, Terry, we still don't know as to whether you're a male, Terry, or a female, Terry. Let's see how Casper Ruud is getting on. Remains a breakdown to Nuno Borges in the second set. Yeah, Lexi's great with the generosity there. No, it's the same one, I think, Terry. It's the same one. So yes, there's the Borges Ruud latest score. Ruud having won the first set 6-2, and Borges is up 4-3 in the second. Thank you, Johnny King 45. Great to join the live chat. Yeah, it's a long time since I heard from Swana, actually. Good point. Hopefully, Swana will be back. Okay, Johnny, that's very kind of you. We don't have a Discord. Maybe we should have a Discord, Johnny, but we don't. You can stay though on Twitch and keep in touch with us. Terry, I think it's exactly the same shirt you had on in the first match, but I will check. Well, if anyone does have Discord, there's Johnny Gaming's. There you go, Jake's asking Johnny to come on YouTube. Borges up 5-3. Just seeing Mboko's match from earlier when she beat Everlease in straight sets. It is raining on the outside court, so if you're wondering what's going on elsewhere, there is no match action happening right now. Alcaraz has won the first set 6-1 on Philippe Chatrier and on Susan Lenglen, where they also have a roof. Ruud is serving 3-5. Jean can set up a Discord. I've actually got, they've gone around some of the other grounds. So something has happened in terms of falling into the line judges. Is that Alcaraz? Marozsan, by the way, has had a good response by breaking Alcaraz in the first game. So a decent response from Fabian. Is that the first time Carlos has been broken serve in this set? I'm just speaking to Jean right now about potentially doing a Discord. I had a feeling it would be Carlos just because of his all-action style. To me, this is exactly the same shirt that Carlos had in the first round, but I'm going to check. Terry's quite insistent that it's a different shirt. No, that's the same one. Yeah, exactly the same one. It's just now in the darkness, if you like, of Philippe Chatrier on with the roof closed. Borges is serving for the second set as Marozsan looks to consolidate here on Philippe Chatrier to go up 2-love. Yeah, exactly the same. I can see the two pictures of what he wore in the first round. And now what he's wearing today. It's a nice shirt. No, it's exactly the same one. Terry. Sorry to disappoint. Alcaraz now has a break back point. Oh, Alcaraz is going to be on the run here. He's going to have to suffer a smash. Alcaraz is not going to get that one, surely. No, he's not. But he is smiling after that tweener lob effort. Hi, Dave. Look at that tweener lob there from Carlos. An unreturned serve means that Marozsan has a game point to consolidate his break. Terry. Backhand cross court, forehand Alcaraz now to the backhand of Marozsan. Marozsan on the attack. Marozsan on the attack, but Carlos is defending. But has Carlos gone long there? He has. They're going to check. Oh. Yeah, going to check, and it is out. Yes. Umpire getting out of the chair to have a look. And we are 2-love for Fabian Marozsan. Yeah, of course, Jean. Great to see you as well. Yes, it is Nerlan, and we have live commentary of that one. Yes, sure, Jean. Sure, do what you have to do. What are your thoughts, Jean, on this Alcaraz Marozsan encounter? We've got a drop shot there from Alcaraz. That's not going to do any damage. And a redrop from Marozsan, and we're at 15 all. Terry's in a hurry. Yeah, there was a few towards the end of the second set as well. Jake? Backhand return from Marozsan is long. Yeah, indeed, Jean. Drop shot from Alcaraz is going to go into the net. We're at 30 all. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. G's going to set up a Discord. Look at that. $30 all here, 25-3 local time. Less than 40 minutes so far. And we're already in the third game of the second set. Backhand return is good for Marozsan. Forehand Marozsan. Forehand or backhand from Alcaraz lob attempt. Alcaraz on the forehand. Alcaraz on the backhand. He's not going to get that. We're going to have the break point for Fabian Marozsan. No clue, Ghosty. I'm a bit like you. I'm a little bit of a dinosaur, I guess. Smash away with consummate ease to give himself a game point. Terry is on Discord every day. Look at that. Backhand return is long and wide. More wide than long, to be fair. But whatever. Alcaraz has held after saving a break point to avoid the double break deficit. This certainly taken a bit longer than the previous one. commentary there explaining what Discord is. Much used. Okay, let's see how Casper Ruud is getting on. He's lost the second set to Nuno Borges. So Borges, Ruud are a set apiece. Mario with the stats. Oh, yeah. Yes, we will, of course, have Igor against Emma coming up after this match. Here's the Alcaraz shirt, by the way, that he wore for both his first round and his second round. Is play restarting on the outside courts? I think it is. I've got Donna Vekic there against Pera. Halets Kitsmanovic. Svitolina has ceded that break advantage, it looks like, again in her first round match against Bondar. So there we go. These matches are back underway on the outside courts after a spot of rain. Opelka has a set point against Navoni to go 1-all. So it's not just Casper Ruud, Nuno Borges we can keep up to date with on the other courts. Mboko winning in straight sets, 6-4, 6-4 to set up a third round clash with Qinwen Zheng, who also won in straight sets over Arango today. There's David Ferrer watching on. Former French Open finalist, of course. Yeah, Pera and Vekic are on serve at 1-all. These are some of the matches still to come. Alcaraz has a break point now on the Marozsan serve, so probably time to hone in on this for now. 30-40, wearing that lovely T-shirt. Backhand return from Carlos, backhand from Marozsan, and that forehand's going to go long from Alcaraz on the stretch, and Marozsan saves the break point, just like Carlos did in the previous game. There we go, showing 6 scores with you at the same time. Not bad, hey? Keeping up to date with all things tennis, hey? Oh, that forehand from Alcaraz has gone wide. Oh, no, it's landed in. Sorry, tell a lie. Replay the point. That explains why. I wonder why Marozsan didn't circle the mark. Look at that. Look at that. Millimeters. But it doesn't matter because Alcaraz nets the return and we've got a game point for Fabian Marozsan. Gene is surprised that Borges got a set off Ruud. Well, he might be aiming for more. He's got a break point on the Casper serve at the beginning of the third. Net and a serve and volley for Marozsan. Now he's going to have a smash. Doesn't put that away. Alcaraz back in the rally, is he? He's on the run here completely. Oh, look at that volley from Marozsan. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. 3-1, he leads. At the next change of ends, I'm going to have to dart off for 2 minutes, but I will be back, so don't panic. Yay. So 15 love here on the Alcaraz serve. Goes big on the forehand. I thought he might go for the drop shot there, but I think he's going to win the point, is he? He's going to have a smash to defend here, is Alcaraz. Sorry, to put away, and he does. 30 love. Borges is broken. Borges is broken, ladies and gentlemen. Gonna get a coffee, Nolan. Gonna get a coffee. Terry there lamenting the fact. Terry, by the way, is a huge Djokovic fan. So do share your love for Novak in the chat, for Terry in particular. Has that volley gone out? I think it might have done. Alcaraz now 40-15. Nolan Fernandez is with an S, by the way. Oh, yeah. Terry is a big Daniel Collins fan as well. That's true. Yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, ace down the tee, is it? Or no, clip the net. Oh, I should get ready to dash off. I'll be back. Don't panic, ladies and gentlemen. Backhand return from Marozsan. Backhand slice from Marozsan. Comes into the net. Passing shot, Alcaraz. See you in a moment. Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe, and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks, including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered, whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon, or Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis. Thanks for tuning into this watch-along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe, and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks, including badges for the live chat,
but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered. Whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis. Thanks for tuning into this watch-along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. Well, hello, I'm back. Did you miss me? Okay, here we are anyway, on the Marozsan serve, 15:30. Drop shot from Marozsan is not going to land. And we're going to get 2 break points for Carlos Alcaraz, breathing a sigh of relief there when he saw that ball didn't go over the net. Navoni won that second set in the end, had to fend off a set point. And Borges is up a double break on Casper Ruud. Could be creating a headline or two there. But he has saved a break point here, Marozsan, so it's 30-40. Terry, yeah. Sometimes Terry's wrong, as we all are. Alcaraz has gone long there, so it's deuce. Ghosty, are you ever wrong? Forehand return from Alcaraz has gone wide. And we can have a game point here for Fabian Marozsan. I know, but is Casper Ruud okay? I mean, maybe he's fine, but the double break deficit kind of caught me by surprise. Good forehand cross court there from Alcaraz, forcing the error for Marozsan, so he's going to bring it back to deuce. That's a good response. Terry. Alcaraz on the defense. Is that going to land in? It is. He's going to come into the net. Is this going to land in? No, it's not. Nice defense there from Alcaraz. We've got a break point once more for the Spaniard. The roof is closed on Philippe Chatrier, even though it has stopped raining outside. And Borges has consolidated his double break. 4-love. Very close to a 2-1 lead. Drop shot Marozsan is going to work lovely. Deuce. Do check out my interview with Fabian last summer.
Marozsan trying to hold on to his break lead. Yes, I think it would be quite the upset. Of course, Casper's already leaked a set in the first round. Nice return of serve there from Alcaraz. Alcaraz goes long on the backhand, and it's going to be a game point for Fabian Marozsan. Alcaraz has had a haircut. Oh, that's a good line, Dave. But I don't like them all because there's a few different striped kits or hooped as we would say in the UK kits. But I think the Alcaraz one is pretty cool. I think they always give Draper the worst ones, personally, but that's just my call. Ruud won in straight sets, did he, in the first round, Snehil? Good to see you, Snehil, by the way. Long time. That forehand has gone long there from Alcaraz, and it's going to be another game point for Fabian Marozsan as he struggles over the line to try to get to 4-2. Draper's in a kind of two-toned... Is he gone for the two-toned red option? Oh, wow. It's pouring down with rain now outside here. That wet storm that maybe hit, or the wet part that hit Paris earlier has come here to roost in Western Germany. Forehand goes wide from Marozsan, and we're going to go back to juice. Not sure how many juices we've had now. I'm going to guess at 4 or 5. Game duration coming up to 7.5 minutes. Game point, Fabian Marozsan once again. First service wide, though. Backhand return from Carlos down the centre of the court. That forehand, though, is loose from Carlos, and Marozsan has held. Ruud looking to get onto the board in the third set, sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'll get up to date eventually. He does hold for 4-1. For 1 deficit, that is. Alcaraz serving here with a deficit of 2-4 in the second set. He won the first set. Is he going to put that volley away? Yes, he is. Yes, Nehel, the United travails are crazy. Yes, Nerlan, you definitely do. You need to put it as your profile picture, though, on other mediums so I can see it too. You know, you can have a profile picture, Nerlan, on YouTube for the YouTube chat. And you can also have a profile picture for Twitter as well, like that. Alcaraz quickly racing into a 40-love lead. I think he's quite annoyed that he didn't get the break in the previous game. He will get at least 2 more bites at that cherry, though. Well, I say at least. If he gets broken here from 40-love, he'll only get 1 more chance to potentially break. But he's not going to get broken as he holds to love. 4-3. Casper Ruud and Nuno Borges are at 1 set all. And for those of you that might be surprised that Borges has won a set, well, you wait till you find out the score in the second set because Borges is up a double break with 4-1. Opelka saw a set point come and go in set number 2. And as a result, lost the tiebreak, subsequent tiebreak, and is down 2 sets to love, 6-1, 7-6. Altmaier and Kopriva are battling away in a fourth set, with the German leading 2-1. And as Super Dave highlights, Mboko has already won today, as has Qinwen Zheng, and that has set up a round 3 clash. Yes, indeed. Mboko versus Zheng, indeed, yeah. Marozsan is serving at love 15 on his serve. That scoreboard needs to be brought up to date. Oh, Vekic is down a double break to Pera, 5-2. She has a deficit there. Do you have elegance, Nurlan? Nurlan, have you got an affinity to the English language? As in, like, do you enjoy it? Do you like it? I feel as though you do, but I could be wrong. 15-30 on the Marozsan serve here. He saved, I think, 3 break points in the previous game, which was pushing, I think, 8 minutes. His previous service game, I should say. I've been following United very closely since Nahel, as depressing as it has been. And Marozsan from love 30 is now at 40-30. Forehand to the backhand. I think Alcaraz is on the defense there. Is that going to land in? No, it's not. And Marozsan holds for 5-3. Borges has won that second set. He broke Casper Ruud again, breaking him, I think, 3 times in that set to win it 6-1. Casper Ruud is, I'm not going to say on the brink, but he's in trouble. He's going to have to win back-to-back sets. And that serve is long and wide. So a second serve here for Fabian to look at. Nurlan here calling it that Ruud is getting knocked out. Kecmanovic and Halis are at 1 set all, and 6-5 to Kecmanovic on serve in that third set. Ofner and Khachanov, who played each other recently, I think, in Geneva, with the Austrian winning. They were at 5 all, but Khachanov does have a break point. Alcaraz serving here, 15 love into the rally. Good defense there from Marozsan. A loopy ball from Fabian. Backhand cross court. And the forehand from Alcaraz goes into the net. So it's still a little way to go, but Marozsan is 3 points away from a one-set all scenario. Medical timeout for Ruud. Okay, I thought there might have been an issue now, Gene. They're getting a mat for Casper. Okay. Maybe lower back. It was, losing the second set, okay. Going down a break in the third, okay. But to lose your serve 3 times in that set and to lose it so comfortably 6-1. Yeah, Jane is surprised at the Ruud score, but there may be a deeper issue, and it might well be deep in terms of the back. Alcaraz here is leading 30-15, but he's not going to get to that one, not in terms of a clean racket on it. And it's 30 all, and Marozsan is 2 points away from making it 1 set all. See, that's the thing, by the way. Okay, with Carlos compared to Yannick, I'm not sure that we're watching an interesting match if this is Yannick again. We're probably watching an interesting match. That's not fair. But does Yannick leak sets like Carlos? And yet we probably still think Carlos is the favorite to lift the title. But it's 40-30. Do hit that like button, people. Game point here for Carlos Alcaraz to make Fabian Marozsan serve it out. Drop shot Alcaraz. Redrop is going to clip the net and it's going to help him win the point. Fabian. No apology, though, from the Hungarian. That's curious. My, says Schella. Schella, I don't know where you're from or if I'm even brutalizing your name. I apologize if I am, but can you please hit subscribe on the channel if you haven't done so already? Also hit the like button. That return of serve is going to go wide, and we're going to have a game point for Carlos Alcaraz. Second serve. First serve just went wide. It was close, I think. An hour and 10 minutes on the clock. That previous serve was 188 kilometers an hour. Backhand return for Marozsan is long, and Carlos Alcaraz is held. So it's now or never for Carlos in terms of this set, because Marozsan is going to serve forward at 5-4. Back of the knee, is that the issue that Casper has, or is it the back itself? Halis and Kecmanovic are into a tiebreak. Lorenzo Musetti is through. Oh, by the way, there was a question for me about Musetti from Nerlan. Let's have a quick look to see what that question was. Do you feel like Musetti and Draper have officially replaced Medi and Rublev as a tight play? Yeah, I mean, let's look at these in isolation. Do I see Musetti and Draper as being mainstays in the top 10? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I think Draper will probably stay in the top 10 for the rest of this year and will probably make the ATP Tour finals, fitness permitting. Musetti is on the fringes. I think he will remain on the fringes, maybe throughout his career. Not sure he'll ever get to the top 5. Could be wrong. Medvedev and Rublev, basically the question is, are they done? Rublev may yet re-enter the top 10. Medvedev, it does feel like a long way away. The top 10, which is incredible. But it happens. It's a little slower, but look at Dominic Thiem. Look at how quick he went from, the top 5 in the world and being in slam finals and beating Djokovic at the ATP Tour finals to retiring, basically. I'm not saying that Medvedev is close to retirement, but yeah. 15 all here on the Marozsan serve after a pretty epic rally there, ending with Alcaraz on the defense, but not able to fend off that smash from the center of the court. I'm not so sure, Snehil. Not sure if he's a mainstay in the top 10 for years, and I'm not sure if he'll stay in the top 5 for a long time either. But I can see him staying in the top 10 for a while. Right, let's get some of these scores back up because Fabian Marozsan is on the verge. (40-15), 2 set points for the Hungarian. One set all. And he's won the second set. Little shake of the racket there, 40-15. I'm going to ask the Talking Tennis chat, but this is also for you guys in the chat. At what point does Alcaraz no longer become the favorite for? As in, what scoreline do we need to have? It's now best of 3, basically. Okay. Let's see. Hopefully you make sense to that question. So I've said, at what scoreline does Alcaraz have to be at to not be the favorite for Roland Garros, assuming he is the favorite? So right now he's already demoted from favorite to second favorite, perhaps. 1 set all. A breakdown in this third set. 2 sets to 1 deficit. 2 sets to 1 and a break down. Down 3 breaks in the 5th, Jane says, yeah. You could be 3 breaks down, yeah, 5 love. Khachanov has won that first set over the Austrian Offner as he seeks revenge for his Geneva loss. And things are not looking good for Casper Ruud at all. He's down 2 sets to 1 and a break of serve. And I know he is struggling with an injury. I'm not sure if it's the knee or the back. Oh, poor old Casper. His clay court season reached a peak in Madrid. Things didn't go great for him in Rome with that thrashing by... Oh, a net cord goes the way of Marozsan there. Yeah. Yeah. $30 all on the Carlos serve. Seems like a knee problem, says Jean, for Casper Ruud. How many Grand Slam titles does Alcaraz have? 4, I think. 2 Wimbledons, 1 French Open and 1 US Open. Forehand Marozsan goes long on the return. Forehand return from Marozsan is pretty good. Alcaraz on the defense. Alcaraz on the defense. Some good depth there, though, on that defensive shot. And now he's managed to get up in the rally as a result, and he puts that forehand winner away, and he says, "Vamos" to his team. Hold serve. He knows he's in a fight right now. I think this could be it for Casper. If he doesn't break in this particular game, he was at love 15, and he's got to 30, but now Borges is at 40-30. And Borges has held for 3 love. What do we think of the outfit from Khachanov? I quite like that color anyway of the t-shirt. Nice dark kind of burgundy red. Yeah, so Casper Ruud is now on the brink, no doubt about it. Altmaier and Kopriva are very much in a dogfight in the 4th set. Altmaier leading the Czech by 2-1. Navoni is leading 2-0 over Opelka, and he's up 4-3, albeit on serve in the 3rd set. And yeah, like I say, just to remind you, Casper Ruud on the brink, down 2-1 and a break of serve in the 3rd. And possibly even more importantly, struggling with what appears to be a knee injury. He's had a medical timeout already. Lovely return of serve on the backhand side there from from Carlos Alcaraz. Carlos Alcaraz and of course, Fabian Marozsan here at 1-all. We will have a look at the women's scores in a moment. Marozsan goes long on the forehand, and it's love 30. Vekic won the 1st set over Pera. Is that the only women's match taking place right now? I think it is. Oh, no, we've got Starobsteva, which I'm probably not pronouncing correctly, up against Potapova. Potapova is serving for the 1st set. And Svitolina got over the line against Bondar. She was up 3 love, but Bondar fought back. And eventually Svitolina needed a tiebreak to get it done. Okay, back to Carlos Alcaraz against Fabian Marozsan, because we are at a very important moment here at the early stages of this 3rd set, because we've got 3 break points after Carlos did really well to run down that drop shot from Fabian. Love 40, and he's going to get a 2nd serve here. Oh, the return has gone wide. He was on the stretch. Was a slower paced 2nd serve there from Fabian, which may have deceived Carlos a little bit. Had a pretty good accuracy on it. Either way, Carlos was unable to hit a winner off it. That's a good serve from Fabian. Clutch serving here from Fabian. Bearing in mind he was love 40. Quickly brings it back to 30-40. Another good serve from Marozsan. He's going to put this forehand away. No, he's not. Carlos is going to get his racket on it. He's got a volley to deal with. Carlos is going for the lob. Is that going to land in? It is. Oh, my goodness me. Oh, my goodness me. Carlos Alcaraz, take a bow. Honestly, how far down of a point, have you got to go to have won a point against Carlos Alcaraz? Oh, my goodness me. Carlos Alcaraz, as you can probably guess, gets the break. Only Carlos, indeed, Snehal can do this. Just incredible. I mean, I just thought he was doing incredibly well to reach some of those balls, but to do something with it, like that lob at the end, insane. Jake, how are Man United doing in this post-season friendly? Anyway, Alcaraz here leading 30-love. Just a reminder that Lorenzo Musetti is through to round 3. And here's a nice little stat here from Mario Boccardi. Players born in the 2000s with 25 plus career Grand Slam men's singles wins. Sinner and Alcaraz in the 60s, Felix with 34, Holger Rune with 26, Ben Shelton 25, and Lorenzo Musetti joins Ben on 25 wins. Alcaraz here having 3 game points. Man United, Southampton. Yeah, I think we're better than Southampton, Nerlan. I think it's fair to say. Carlos Alcaraz comes in, puts the volley away comfortably to the open court. Just a little tap over the net was necessary there. And Alcaraz is very much focused right now, leading 3-love in this third set. Okay, let's have a look around the grounds. How bleak is it looking for Casper Ruud? It is getting bleaker and bleaker and bleaker for the Norwegian. He's down 4-love in the fourth set. Probably just seeing out the match. Hatchinoff won that first set 7-5. As I said earlier, as he seeks revenge for his Geneva loss over Sebastian Offner, the Austrian. Hallis has won the third set against Kazmanovic, so he leads by 2-1. Altmaier is serving for the match against Kopriva. Be interesting to see if he can get over the line there. Navoni is also serving for the match against Opelka, and Borges is 1 game away from knocking out the lame or injured, is it fair to say, Casper Ruud. Seems to be really struggling. Big star with a knee injury, has just won 1 game over the last 2 sets. I'm just watching that previous game to see how Casper's moving. Moving okay with that point, but to be honest, I think he pulled the trigger a lot earlier than normal. Yeah. The clay season is coming to an end for Casper, unless he decides to return to the clay for that sort of post-Wimbledon stretch. He may well do if he's keen to get the points. Obviously, it depends on his health. I don't know how bad this knee injury might be. Be interesting to see if it impacts his grass court season as well, which has often been underwhelming, let's say. But he has signed up for Mallorca this year. Backhand into the net from Marozsan. And Marozsan here looking in a little bit of trouble as he's love 30 down on his serve. Over to the women's side, we have Svitolina up a set on Bondar, Starobutseva and Potapova are into a tiebreak. I think Potapova was serving for that first set. Results from earlier today saw wins for Paolini, Zheng, Mboko and Anisimova. And we've got Pera up a set on Donna Vekic. And don't forget, of course, live on the channel, a watch-along to come at the end of this match will be Emma Raducanu against Iga Swiatek, which is also taking place on Philippe Chatrier. Lovely point there from Marozsan. Lovely touch at the net. Indeed. It's a breath of fresh air for sure. He certainly is online, although then he'll go and miss-hit a forehand like that and he's back to reality and it's 30 all. And Casper Ruud is on the brink. 30 all on his serve, love 5. I think we'd have to bring the biggest comeback in tennis history if Casper Ruud was to win this match, both in terms of his physical scenario, but also, of course, the scoreline. He has got a game point, though, here at love 5. Marozsan also has a game point at 40-30, which would be welcome for the Hungarian, bearing in mind he's down 3 love in this set and was actually down love 30 on his serve. Is he going to hold serve? He's up in this rally. That doesn't always mean anything against Carlos, but it does on this occasion. He does hold serve. 3-1. Carlos Alcaraz over to you. 1 set all here. Let's see. Can Casper Ruud at least avoid the bagel in this 4th set? When was the last time Casper was bageled at the French Open? Or has he ever been bageled at the French Open? I was going to say when was the last time he was bageled on clay? Well, that wasn't too long ago, just a couple of weeks ago in Rome, in that 6-1, I think, match against Yannick Sinner. Certainly Casper won just 1 game across the 2 sets. And Nuno Borges does have a match point over Casper Ruud. Alcaraz here serving at 3-1. What? Fabian manager? Are you a Carlos Alcaraz hater, Jake? Just like Cam Norrie? Was it Cam Norrie you were having a go at for the smash? What's going on with this What's going on with the Casper Ruud score? Oh, Casper Ruud has lost. Casper Ruud, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news, is out of the French Open in a 4-set loss to Nuno Borges. Ruud won the first set 6-2, but then lost the following 3 sets 6-4, 6-1, 6 love, as he struggled with a knee injury that he did need a medical timeout for. So the Norwegian, the number 7 seed, is out. The 2-time finalist as well. Another year for Casper slips by. But good news for the Portuguese. He's so solid at slams into round 3. Good for Nuno. Really nice guy, by the way, Nuno. I know it's probably been said by many on the tour, but yeah. Yet Taylor Fritz, of course, is already out. I'm not sure if he was ever, although he was seeded 4, I'm not sure he was that highly thought of in terms of this tournament for 2 reasons. 1, the clay, which must not be underestimated despite some people's protestations. But 2, the lack of match practice he had coming into the tournament. Oh, is Casper in his draw? Yeah. Yeah, but I tell you what, Djokovic has got a cakewalk. His draw is insanely easy. Alcaraz holds for 4-1, by the way. It could be ghosty, or they could just independently be 2 nice guys. How about that? Anyway, okay, so Alcaraz leading 4-1. Casper Ruud is out. Altmaier is through. Beating Kopriva, which means I won't need to mispronounce that name anymore for the rest of the tournament, I wouldn't have thought. There we go. Let's get those French Open headlines shooting across the screen for you as I see Alcaraz here serving at, Marozsan serving here at 1-4. Good return of serve there from Alcaraz, who certainly steadied the ship. Alcaraz hitting 26 winners to the 13 of Fabian Marozsan. Backhand return there from Alcaraz is lovely. Love 40 now on the Marozsan serve. For those of you tuning in and haven't already done so, please do hit that like button on YouTube. Good serve from Marozsan down the tee, but he's put the forehand into the net. And Alcaraz now leads by 5 games to 1. And will serve for the 3rd set. Khachanov and Offner 2-all in the 2nd set. Khachanov having won the 1st set 7-5. A reminder, Casper Ruud is out, going down in 4 sets to Nuno Borges. Halles is up 2-1 on Kecmanovic. Altmaier has knocked out Kopriva in 4 sets, and Navone has knocked out Railio Pelka in straight sets, 6-1, 7-6, 6-3 to the Argentinian, who is now into round 3. Alcaraz just dominating this 3rd set. Up 15 love. Backhand return from Marozsan is decent. And Alcaraz goes long with his backhand. 15 all. It's all about the rounds before it, Snehal, when I felt that Novak was vulnerable. So he could have got Marozsan, for example, in round 2. He could have got Fonseca in round 1. Any of these guys, could have troubled him. Of course, when you get to the quarterfinals or the semis, it's going to get tricky. I mean, he was always going to have Alcaraz or Sinner in the semi-final. So, you could say, oh, he's got Alcaraz in the semis, so he's got Sinner in the semis. Well, that's where he's at because of his ranking. Quarterfinals, he could have had Yannick or Carlos in his quarterfinal. That would have been tricky because there were other options there. But he's avoided Yannick and Carlos until the semi-finals. It's another stroke of luck. Oh, does that redrop work? No, it hasn't. So we're going to get 2 set points for Carlos Alcaraz. I've watched Mute a lot. Forehand into the net on the unreturned serve, 197 kilometers an hour, that serve from Carlos, and he wins the third set by 6 games to 1. Anyway, Alcaraz looking a lot more comfortable than he was before. Let's have a look at some of the latest scores on the women's side of things. I'll bring you up to date with all the results as well. Starobdubtseva won the first set, 7-6 over Potapova. I think Potapova might well have been serving for that first set. Svitolina won the first set over Bondar, 7-6. She did race into a 3-love lead to the Ukrainian, but Bondar reeled her in before eventually going down in a tiebreak, and they are on serve in the second set. Some results from earlier. These are all straight sets wins. Paulini downing Tomjanovic, Qinwen Zheng beating Arango, Umboko beating Lis, and Anisimova losing just 2 games in her win over the Swiss Golubic. Vekic and Pera are into a second set, with the American having won the first set 6-2. They are on serve midway through the second set. Coming up shortly will be Clara Tauson against the Dutch girl Roos, Ostapenko up against Dolheider, and Danilovic against Collins, Christian against Balic, and live on this channel, we will have live commentary of Emma Raducanu against Iga Swiatek at the conclusion of this particular encounter. This encounter here, Alcaraz is leading 2-1 over Fabian Marozsan. Shelton, of course, would have been in action today against Gaston, but he's got the walkover. Runa against Nava is the night session on Philippe Chatrier. And there are the scores for you from 4 men's matches, 3 of which are currently in play, and the other one is the scoreline from the Casper Ruud match, which may shock many of you, seeing the Norwegian go out in 4 sets to Nuno Borges, but Casper did have a medical timeout for a knee injury during that one. Fabian Marozsan on the attack here. An attack successfully he does to bring it to 30 all. Marozsan serving here, gets the next point to 40-30. Goes down the tee on that serve with this game point to take an eke out an early lead, at least in this fourth set. Backhand return from Carlos. Drop shot from Fabian. It's going to be too good. And he holds serve for 1-love. Yeah, he did indeed, Ghosty. Riley can look forward to the grass court season where the matches will be a little bit shorter, as will the points, and he'll get that little bit more zest on his serve. Seeing Iga Swiatek arrive for her match with Emma Raducanu. Wim Fissette nearby. Interesting body language between Wim and Iga. Sorry, Wim and Daria Abramovic there. Very little warmth between the two, it would seem. First serve from Carlos goes into the net. Jake here, really down on Carlos. Wait till you get him to hear his perspective on the Cam Norrie smash against Novak Djokovic in Rome a couple of years ago. Dave, yeah, indeed. Yeah. Please do hit that like button, by the way, people. If you're enjoying the channel and enjoying what we're doing, hit the like button. If you're not enjoying what we're doing, also hit the like button. Halles is 4-3 up in the fourth set, so technically just 2 games away from victory over Kecmanovic. Good serve from Carlos there to bring up 30-15. Did lose the first point of this game. So he leads 30-15 and 2-1 here on Philippe Chatrier. Reminder, of course, that coming up after this match will be Iga Swiatek against Emma Raducanu. Smash from Alcaraz, lands in and he brings up 40-15. Clenched fist from the Spaniard, much to the delight of some of his fans there in the crowd. Alcaraz putting that volley away. Nice and serve volley, but it was really set up for that by that unbelievable serve out wide. Alcaraz holds for 1 game all. Ghosty saying no way Emma finishes out the match. We'll see. Is that Jamour about to enter? Susan Longlin? A match is about to get underway anyway. I'm not sure which match. Backhand return from Carlos. Backhand to backhand right now. It's 15-love to Marozsan, but it becomes 15-all as Marozsan pulls the trigger but goes wide on that shot down the line there. So 15-all. 1-all in this fourth set. That's very good, Jake. That's very good, Ghosty. Forehand to forehand here. Backhand here from Marozsan into the backhand of Carlos, but Carlos there having to bend down on that one. Carlos then pretty close to the baseline, does really well with that one. Forehand Carlos into the backhand of Fabian Marozsan. Loopy backhand there from Carlos. But that backhand from Carlos clips the net and goes out. So it's 30-15 to the Hungarian. Could be entering the latter stages of this match, particularly if Carlos does get the break here. Forehand there, sort of forehand slice, and then a forehand mishit from Marozsan. It's 30 all. Some nods of the head there from the Alcaraz team. Marozsan into the net on the first serve. Alcaraz just about almost a meter behind the baseline, but he's pretty much on the baseline for the return. It's a good forehand return. Now Alcaraz on the backhand. Thought about coming into the net. Doesn't matter. Did you see that hesitation as he thought about coming to the net and then changed his mind? But it didn't matter because Marozsan gave him a gift with that mishit forehand. And it's a break point for Carlos Alcaraz, who about 45 minutes ago sensed a bit of danger, 1-all, but has alleviated that somewhat by really dominating that third set. Good forehand return there from Carlos. Drive volley from Carlos, puts it away, breaks serve. He leads both 2-1 and a break. And it's a long way back now for the Hungarian. Long, long way back. Yeah, Alcaraz is fine physically. In fact, he looks pretty pumped. Marozsan, yeah, maybe he is struggling a bit physically. Halis and Kecmanovic, by the way, 4-all in that fourth set. Ofno is up a break on Khachanov in the second set, trying to repeat his Geneva heroics. Yeah, I haven't heard that response, but I'm fine with actually talking about this. There's some things that you may sense ghosty that I'm afraid to talk about, as you can probably tell. But this one I feel a bit sure about. I find it all a little bit, yeah, I mean, Iga's being honest, okay? She's being honest. That's the first thing. So whether we agree with her or not, that is at least, we can see other people that don't care either. And some people work in broadcasting and they say they care, but they don't. Because those broadcasters, if they did care, they would complain to their broadcaster. You know, and some people work for some of these people that are saying these things, and yet they continue working for the broadcaster that they work for, and the broadcaster is behind these decisions. If women were to play best of 5, I think it would add legitimacy to the argument. I think it would make it a lot stronger. But it's not the only thing. I watch, you know, of course you talk about time zones and all the rest of it, but let's put time zones aside. Let's put I understand if everyone was doing 9 to 5 and living in France, okay? But not everyone is doing 9 to 5, and certainly not everyone is living in France. Last time I checked, I don't know what 60 odd million is in terms of a percentage of the global population, but probably about 1%, maybe a bit less. So less than 1% live in France. So for 99% of the world, they will all be in different time zones, and in which case, watching these matches, you know, come and I just don't get it. For me, this is my match of the day, and I'm watching it at this time. Oh, actually, the two Philippe Chatrier ones, Marozsan, Alcaraz, and then Raducanu Swiatek. And they are on great times for me. When it comes to the players, as Iga says, she prefers playing during the day. Iga Swiatek's job is to win tennis matches. I understand that moral compasses are important, but she's probably as perplexed by the whole issue as I am. And especially when you reference the hypocrisy involved, then I think it's kind of dead in the water. Yeah, I would love to see women play best of 5. I understand that logistically, in terms of the tournament, might be quite difficult. But you can't have the broadcaster. Last night they had a 5-setter involving a French hero winning coming from 2 sets down. They could have a women's match such as, they could have put Coco Gauff on, done in an hour. That's just, nonsensical. And then we're done. And then we've got all those matches going on outside courts vulnerable to the rain. And, and we just got Philippe Chatrier lying empty and a load of TVs are switched off. So there are millions of things wrong, and there are millions of things that the people that run this sport do wrong to damage the women's game, but also damage the game as a whole. This is not one of them. There we go. Done. I saw some people tweeting when Monfils was injured, at the beginning of the match, basically said, "Oh, this is you can't factor that in. Anyone could get injured." So, yeah. Okay, back to this match here, because I think that is a pretty conclusive argument and should make it dead in the water, but I'm sure it won't, of course. Forehand to forehand here on the Alcaraz serve at deuce, but he does win that point to bring up game point. Oh, I thought that was going to go over the net. Deuce. Forehand return from Marozsan is lovely. Look at that from the Hungarian. Yeah, Ghosty. The undemocratic world that we live in would probably like to lock me up for that opinion. Yeah, indeed. What a return. GMP. I've gone for GMP, not with any great confidence. Jumeur is mercurial. I'll get the word out eventually. I love it. I love it. Yes, he's mercurial, volatile, and temperamental. I wonder how he'll handle the French crowd. Maybe Susan Longland will be a little bit friendlier than some of the outside courts. And Marozsan gets the break back. Look at Jake there. Jake, the Carlos hater, Davies, pumping fists and bamosing around his living room right now, dropping his can of Stella in the meantime. Vekic levels things up against Pera, 1 set all. Vekic, by the way, just seems to be in a perpetual cycle of 3rd sets, and she's in one again today. Kecmanovic serving to stay in the match against Quinton Hallis. Offner serving for the 2nd set to level things up against Khachanov. And Alcaraz has ceded his break advantage in the 4th set, so it's 2 games all here against Fabian Marozsan. Casper Ruud is out. Look at those headlines zooming across the bottom of the screen. If you're not watching and you're lurking somewhere but just listening, those headlines read as follows. Casper Ruud is out with the number 4 seed going down in 4 sets to Nuno Borges. What that ticker doesn't tell you, though, is that the Norwegian did have a medical timeout for a knee injury that seemed to hamper him through sets 3 and 4. Altmaier is through. The German beating Kopriva in 4 sets. Navoni knocks out Opelka in straight sets. Opelka did have a set point in that 1st set, but eventually went down in straights. Mboko and Zheng both won early on today to set up a 3rd round clash. Jasmine Paolini is also through, beating Tomljanovic in straight sets. The live matches that we have currently going on see Kecmanovic and Halles in a fourth set with the Frenchman leading 2-1. Marozsan is not up. Alcaraz is up 2-1 on the Hungarian Fabian Marozsan. Khachanov won the first set over Offner, but the Austrian is serving as we speak for the second set. Okay, Alcaraz here at 30-15. Did have a break advantage in this set. Lovely angles from him. Comes into the net. Doesn't need to put that away, though. Marozsan on the defense can't do enough with it, and it hits the net. So it's 40-15 for Carlos Alcaraz. And Alcaraz breaks. What the hell am I talking about? Alcaraz breaks for 3-2. Boom, boom, boom. Back up a break for the Spaniard. Oh, dear, Jake. That dropping of the Canastella ended up not being worth it. Marozsan unable to hold serve, having broken. Do check out some of our preview videos. We've got a preview video out there right now for the Raducanu-Swiatek match, which obviously won't be valid for much longer, bearing in mind they'll be taking the court at the conclusion of this match. We've got a Caboli-Arnaldi, preview as well. Just click the video section of our channel. Last ball drops, of course, will be on every day until the conclusion of the fourth round. This is where we go live at the conclusion of the day's play. Alcaraz goes, wow, it's an ace. 4-3-2, 15-love. We've also got a Gasquet against Sinner preview out there. And we've got a Daniel Collins-Danilovic preview, I think. I could be making this up. I'm just trying to remember now what matches we've got. Forehand winner there from Alcaraz, bringing up 30-love. He's getting close to the finish line right now, is the Spaniard. "23 forehand winners off the racket of Carlos Alcaraz today to the 10 of Fabian Marozsan. Ooh, Alcaraz there. That was a sort of typical Alcaraz moment where just a lack of concentration nearly cost him with that forehand. Gets away with it, just clips the net and goes over. But it was an easy put away. Good defense there from Marozsan. But here we've just got an easy put away, but just a slight lack of concentration, I think, meaning that the easy put away became a bit fortunate with that clip of the net, but it still really barely changed the trajectory of the ball. And Carlos Alcaraz leads 40-love, 3 game points here for a 4-2 lead. Backhand return is into the net from Marozsan, and indeed it is 4-2. Carlos Alcaraz is 2 games away from a place in round 4. Drop shot there from Marozsan, and it's going to help him win the point. Alcaraz did chase it down, but couldn't do anything with it. It was just too good. The backspin on that was insane. Alcaraz chased down that drop shot, though, nicely, and it's 30-15. Pera and Vekic are at 1-1. Towson and Ruud just got underway, and Towson is already up an early break on the Dutch woman. Offner got over the line in that second set, so it's 1 set all against the Russian Khachanov. Halis and Kecmanovic, boy, oh boy, that's turning into a slog. 5-all in the fourth. Altmaier, Navoni, and Borges are all through, with the biggest headline being Borges' 4-set win over the number 7 seed Casper Ruud. Is that lob going to land in? Yes, it is comfortably in, and it's helped him win the point there, Carlos Alcaraz, to bring it back to 40-30. Lorenzo Musetti also through today. Raducanu's Swiatek coming up shortly. We have a live watch along for that one, so please do join us for that. At the conclusion of this particular match here between Carlos Alcaraz and Fabian Marozsan. It's deuce as well now on the Hungarian serve. Yes, Fabian is looking like defeated right now. I think you're right. Ooh, what did he do there, Marozsan? What did you do there, Marozsan? You gave Alcaraz the chance to get back in the point, but still he had so much to do. Indeed, Ghosty. Yes, indeed. Just wild. Forehand Alcaraz, winner from Alcaraz, break of serve from Alcaraz, leads 5-2 over Fabian Marozsan, and will serve for the match after this change of ends. Ruud has broken back against Towson. Kecmanovic serving to stay in the match against Quinton Halles at 5-6 in the fourth. Yeah, those preview videos I told you about, which are all up here on the channel. There we go. There's 6 of them. Shared with you on the screen there. Draper Monfils. After the Monfils' 5-set heroics yesterday, will he have enough energy to make it competitive, or perhaps even beat Jack Draper? Arnaldi, Caboli, there in an all-Italian affair that Brenner, Mario, and Carson have previewed. Brenner, Mario, and Carson have also looked ahead to the João Fonseca Urber clash that's coming up in round 2. Another round 2 clash with Sinner and Gasquet previewed by Zach and myself. We also looked ahead to Danilovic against Daniel Collins and Schneider against Yastremska. So those previews are all there. Do check them out, especially if those matches are upcoming. We also have a preview as well for the Swiatek Raducanu match as well, which of course is coming up after this match. So please do check that out. And of course, we have a watch along for that particular encounter. So do check that out. Okay, let's bring it back to the Carlos Alcaraz, Fabian Marozsan score, because Alcaraz is serving for the match. Alcaraz done the tee. Alcaraz drive volley, 30 love. Forehand return from Marozsan is fire. Backhand return is long from Marozsan. We've got 2 match points for Carlos Alcaraz. How's this one going to go? Alcaraz here serving. 2 hours and 8 minutes on the clock for a 4-set win. Forehand, return. It was a runaround forehand. Body serve from there from Carlos. Carlos is slightly up in this rally, and it's a mishit forehand from Fabian Marozsan. Carlos Alcaraz wins 4 sets victory. Won that first set. The second set, though, was a much more competitive affair that Marozsan won 6-4, but then sets 3 and 4 were much more comfortable for the Spaniard, who beats Marozsan. Remember, Marozsan had beaten him Rome a couple of years ago, and perhaps that defeat still hurts Carlos enough to keep him motivated for this one. 6-1, 4-6, 6-1, 6-2. That third set, 6-1, really, that just arrested the slide, if you like, from Carlos. Racing away with that third set in just 24 minutes. We'll get the stats for you up on the screen shortly. Iga Swiatek against Emma Raducanu to come on this exact same stage. Philippe Chatrier. The roof is closed right now, although I do wonder if they will open it for that particular encounter. Fabian Marozsan can hold his head up high. Really pushed Carlos today. It's a good push for Carlos, I would suggest. A good test. Not spent too much time on court, just over 2 hours. But enough for him to have had enough tennis in his legs. I think it'll do Carlos good going forward. And we're going to hear from Carlos as well shortly. He's putting the rugby shirt on. These Nike outfits, as soon as they conclude their match, they switch shirts and put a rugby shirt on. I saw Raducanu rocking one in her press conference, I think, the other day as well. What do we all think? I think it's a good win for Carlos. Not pushed too much, so he doesn't spend too much time on court, so he's exhausted for future efforts. Let's hear from Carlos as well, as he speaks to Mats Verlander.
Carlos, it seemed like a great match. You played really good the whole match. What do you think of your performance?
Yeah, I mean, it was a great match. I started pretty well. The first set I had a really high confidence. In the second set he started to play much better, really aggressively. I think he didn't miss at all. So it was a little bit difficult to deal with his game in the second set. But really happy to stay strong, just refresh in the third set, started to play better and having a really good last two sets.
Ja, also Marozsan hat ihm gezeigt, dass sich alles getroffen hat sie ihn dann. It's so much fun. Are you having fun every day?
Are you having fun out there, he's asked. Most of the time, Carlos says.
Sometimes it's difficult to have fun on the court.
Clean shaven, Carlos, today.
It depends on the opponent as well. But most of the time I'm trying to not thinking about anything else but but enjoying playing, enjoying being in this kind of courts. You know, this amazing, you know, the Chatrier is a really good.
He loves Philippe Chatrier.
Enjoy it. Once I step on the court, not thinking about anything else, just try to show a good tennis, try to make the people happy to watch my matches as well, and that's the way I enjoy playing tennis.
Yeah, enjoys playing tennis that way. 4-set win for Carlos. As I say, I will bring up the stats for you shortly, but Alcaraz is through to the next round. So, yeah, let's have a quick look at that section of the draw, actually, to see what assignments might be coming for Carlos in rounds 3 and beyond. Of course, he's in the bottom half as the number 2 seed. He will be playing the winner of Mpechi Pericard against Jamur in round 3. They are currently at 3 games all. Beyond that, he is in a section where there is Shelton, Gigante, or Tsitsipas potentially lying in wait in round 4. Shelton Alcaraz, that would be a lot of fun. Gigante Alcaraz wins. Tsitsipas, well, we've seen that match quite a few times, haven't we? Which started off closely in Barcelona in 2022, but then got gradually worse in terms of that matchup for Stefanos. So you'd imagine one way or another Alcaraz would make the quarterfinals, but I think the Shelton one would be fun, even if Carlos would eventually prevail. Yes, let's see. As I said, I'll try and get up these stats for you. Alcaraz. Marozsan, of course, a 5-set win for Carlos today. Do let me know either in the live chat or in the comments below whether you do have Alcaraz eventually taking the title. Before this match, by the way, it was 1 each, the head-to-head between the two. But now it is 2-1 for Carlos. Of course, memorably losing the first encounter in Rome in what some people describe as the shock of the decade, shock of the century, shock of the millennium. Maybe for others, it wasn't quite such a big shock, but yeah. Anyway, he got revenge to some extent for that loss in Indian Wells last year in a straight sets win, and today he won in 4 sets. Marozsan loving the clay, but listen, some of that shot making from Carlos today was off the charts. And he did seem to have fun out there for sure, as he mentioned in his encore interview there. Looks like they're opening the roof for Emma against Iga, which of course will be coming up next. Tennis One app here highlighting the fact that Carlos Alcaraz puts up a stunning highlight reel displaying the 6-1, 4-6, 6-1, 6-2 win over Fabian Marozsan. 2 epic around the net post winners. 76 first serves in with a good variety. Really good point there regarding the serve, which probably goes under the radar a bit. 41 winners, 25 unforced errors. That's an excellent ratio. Broke Fabian's serve 8 times and also won a large share of net points as well. So that's good news for Carlos looking ahead as well. And he will play the winner of Jamur and Mpechi Pericard in the next round. Could well be the serve pot Mpechi Pericard. We will see. Either way, thank you for joining us right now. And we will see you for Iga Swiatek against Emma Raducanu, which will be coming up shortly, also on Philippe Chatrier. So everybody, take care, and you know the drill. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.